Welcome everybody to the WBC Podcast, episode 2. We're going around the table. We got expert opinions combined with expert entertainment and definitely some interesting conversation. So welcome to the family. Appreciate y'all being here.
Now, when you talk about that, you talk about modeling for the next generation of people coming after you and under you, your own children. You see, like, that's a strong tool to a visual to be able to put in front of your child to show him that shit, I ain't just because I don't hoop. You can know my legend, you can know my past, but what you know me now, you still see I'm a physical active dude that is self-loving, that's self-maintaining. You see what I'm saying? Are these the tools we want to put on our kids' belt? Or we want to put on the, we want to put on a belt some other things that's less substantial and fleeting.
Right.
No, I think that all this stuff is on all the way on the up and up, and the average person would I can't see them not agreeing. I think that the challenge again is like, why don't people do it?
Yeah.
And then so like when you start asking the why,
barriers,
you're going rather as you get older, which we all know. We talking about again, then there's 24 hours in a day, right? And so now what you are, what you decide to do with your time, whether that time is with family, whether that time is a 9-to-5 job, whether that time is sleep, whether that time is like whatever that is,
always a reason.
Your priorities and your time, because there's only 24 hours in the day, and then whether that's a chill, I want to kick it, whatever it is that you do. And so I think that that why is something that people kind of got to look at themselves, because when it's all said and done, and that's why I'm saying like it got to be bigger than just I'm losing. Like I say it to my mom all the time, and I'll say it to her, and she do way more stuff than me. She be but she's retired also, but she's but that ain't no excuse. She's also older, but she's lemon water drinking. Hell, before the pandemic was done, I mean, Mac, you probably seen her up at the Charles Jordan in every little class that she can be in, just doing it. And I'm like, I think that that's some of the stuff that kind of, to me, how do you get to that point before you get old? Because everybody can talk about it, like you feel like when you in retirement, then your job becomes your health. But like that should probably already be practiced and established before you get retired, because it's probably gonna make that more enjoyable.
And I think that's ironic. You said it about the barriers of what's stopping people from doing that. That's something that was one of my topics to be able to talk about today, where even as whether as athletes before you retire as a active athlete, or as a person afterward, what are the barriers that keep people from doing that? Like you said, most people, when you ask them these questions, they're going to agree. They're going to say this is better. They think that's going to be more valuable or a greater good. But then there's some barriers that keep you from doing that. I contest that we were close to the Mamba mentality growing up in terms of what we were willing to do, and some of the stuff that I hear the Mamba mentality or people that made it, what they did growing up, and how they practice, and what some of the stuff they were doing. They go to practice and then go play, and then try to find some more playing, and then do some, like, there was so many things along that line that we were doing, but there was still barriers where I know I didn't maximize what I knew was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? There was still times where I know this choice is better, and I love to hoop. I would love to do it. I love the outcome. I know the outcome, but I still choose this whatever reason for.
Right.
There's this barrier there that I didn't maximize it. Going back, you always say if I could do it again, I know exactly what I
man.
like, man, just give me one more turn. I know exactly what to do.
No.
But at that time, whatever those barriers are, and now it's relative, that dynamic doesn't leave relative to where we are now. Barriers and reasons for I know this, I should be doing this. Why? What are those barriers? And that actually, when I was doing my doctorate, that was what my thesis was going to be. What are the barriers and why do those exist when people pursuing good health or healthy lifestyle habits?
Can I answer that? Can I give an answer to that?
Absolutely.
Lack of knowledge of self. In all things that we do, like your car, you don't never ever mistakenly give it the wrong fluids. You understand how to maintain it, the schedule that it needs to be, because you understand that what it is. All your technological components, okay, whether it's a gun or a TV or whatever, we understand what these things are, how they operate in their nature, and therefore we maintain them accordingly. The human being, a lot of human beings don't, you hear this question, what is my purpose? What are we doing here? I don't even know what the fuck. So a lot of people don't have no knowledge of who they are, what they are, therefore how to go about maintaining it. And we all get programmed from the same shit, from the top down, and influence on doing it a certain way that goes against who we are. So that's why we see so many people out here confused, so many people out here with ailments, because a lot of people not in balance with nature, with themselves, which they come from. Okay, you hear a lot of motherfucking religious people go to church and then come out 6 days in the world and live by the world. But one of the main things the Bible say is don't be of the world. Interesting. So how can you not be something of that which you shouldn't be of unless you know what you should be a part of? And the only way to do so is to know who you are, that where you come from. Okay. Knowledge.
Yeah.
Information. Historical information from your ancestor. Okay. Ancestry. But even still, just to the bare minimum essence of who you are as an electromagnetic being, living in an electromagnetic universe, and we manifest things. This whole thing is frequency and energy. So people live up day to day for 50, 60, 70 years and never come to that understanding. They go a whole lifetime.
Let me ask you a question.
Getting money, having fun, doing this, never truly know what the essence of what they are, what this thing is, and how it works.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question. That understanding that we've come into, I know you wasn't there when we was living together. What would it have took to get you even before that at a younger age to get to some of that understanding? Because really, like I said, we go back and do it again. I think we all know some things that we would do over again at that age. I mean, we are where we are now. We could still apply it now, but if we're going back, what can we give to somebody to get them past them barriers? Like, what would it have took for you to get past that barrier at that time to come into that understanding?
Every human, I believe, comes into their own understanding at their own time, whether it's some type of trauma, whether it's through experience, trial and error, you know, some type of moment that happens that just flips the white light switch. For myself, I don't know what could I have done to change myself. One thing I know about myself back then, even though I wasn't in the vibration I'm in now, I've always been a knowledge seeker. Since I unsubscribed from mainstream religion when I was 12 or 13, one of my main things was to seek knowledge about what's going on, find truth, find information.
Right.
So back then was preparing me for where I am now. That's the cold part. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What